We are back covering the MLB Pipeline top 30 prospects. It's Trinidad and Tim right now. Other ones could be popping in later if they feel like it, if they have time. But we're going to start at number 20. And so you can go look at previous two episodes to see 21 through 25 and 26 to 30. So we have Landon Knack. So I had the opportunity to meet Landon. He pitched Saturday night against the Kansas City Stadium, which is definitely one of the favorite stadiums ever because of the camera wells that I was able to inhabit. And so I do have some, yeah, I was able to get some close-ups, some pictures of Landon. I met him after the game. He was over there still signing things, giving out a bunch of baseballs to kids. Had a chance to finally meet him. He appreciates the support from the fans. As some of you may know, he had a tough year last year. He had a forearm injury, and he was never right. But he's 100% healthy. This is from the horse's mouth or from the Landon's mouth. And healthy. The guy is making really good progress. This guy came in the same draft is Bobby Miller and Gavin Stone, and even for a while might even been, some people had him maybe even as a higher ranked prospect. Let's not forget that. He's a good one. He's a bit older. He is 25, but he is, healthy. I think he will probably start out again at Tulsa, but I think he moves up pretty darn fast if he's healthy. It's just a matter of health. And so, if you look at the things here, the fastball's a 55, curveball 45, and the Dodgers, they work the heck out of people on these curveballs and sliders. That sometimes it becomes, you can't even tell what it is, because a slider, I don't know about when you played Trinidad, when the slider I did, broke maybe a little bit more than a cutter. Now you see these big Justin Brule sliders, and you go, is that a slider or a curve, or what is that?
Right. No,
or
yeah,
some of these
there's so much
others, right? Yeah, they're huge. They shape. Their Dodgers work on shaping them. I think an important thing though is that control. So he's one of the exceptions. He
right.
actually has control, and he's got the arms, the arm strength and everything like that. So he's moving up. He's a big guy he's got some height, but he's also got some weight to him. Like I think a lot of the Dodger starters, other than Stone, are pretty flipping big, right? I mean, Andre
Yeah,
Jackson's a big guy.
you're looking at about over at least 210 on each of those pitchers that are in the Dodgers
Yeah,
organization.
Grows big, Pep's big. Bobby Miller's a monster. We'll get to him.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. And then I think the smallest guy is Gavin Stone.
Right.
But yeah, so Landon Knack, be ready for that guy. I think with all the guys the Dodgers have right now, I think he's probably a stretch to somehow debut in 2023. But 2024, he's not. 2024, he's knocking on the door. But you got
I mean, he
any?
could knock on the door. You never know. I mean,
Yeah,
you just never know with these starting pitchers nowadays. I mean, you especially with Landon Knack. I mean, I think he moves up pretty quick as far as like probably be like a probably month or two guy to go up to AAA.
yep,
And that's not even saying knowing the fact that Bobby Miller and Gavin Stone will probably be in the major leagues by that time as well too. So
yeah. We're loaded. Right-handed pitchers, we are just loaded. It's embarrassing almost, but we'll take it. A personal favorite.
same here. My sleeper
Nobody.
right there.
This guy. His personality. He's such a nice guy. I see him, and it's just he's just a great guy. I mean, I was fortunate had a weird fluke dinner with him a couple years ago, and ever since then we've been friends. So you notice, you and I saw him play a lot of second base.
Right.
I did talk to him about that, and we were able to communicate pretty well, so it was really cool. His English is getting better. Regretfully, my Spanish is still terrible, despite 3 years of Duolingo. I'm terrible. I think my brain's too old. But one of the main things I asked him was position wise, and he's been playing a lot of third base, and they're going to continue doing that with him. And he said that. So his goal is to get better at third base. He's comfortable at second. He's a good second baseman. And he's not a big guy. This weight,
Right.
I don't think is true. I think he's bigger than that, but it's not bad weight. He's worked hard
Yeah,
to get
he's
stronger.
been. Yeah, definitely. I was just about to say that too, because I know now, like every time he makes contact with the ball, I mean, that ball just jumps off his bat pretty good. Like today, he had a line drive double to center field off the wall. So I mean, that's how you can tell him that. I think his weight's a little bit bigger than that for sure now.
Yeah, and I think this power 35 is not true.
Yeah, I don't think
They're
so.
really missing out on that. Um, and hey, these lists they're just lists. Oh, geez, his birth date was the same date as who was it? Was it Wagner?
No, it was
It
Logan
was
Wagner.
yeah, it was Wagner. So these guys have the same birthday. Pretty cool. Yeah, the power is way more than that. We've seen him hit the ball pretty darn hard, pretty consistently.
So is he gonna stay at third base for the rest of spring training working with him, or did he say that he was just gonna be playing both positions at the very moment?
Um, yeah, I didn't really poke too far on that, but my guess, and this is just is it like you, just another Dodger follower. He'll play both, is my
Okay,
guess. I think right now they're just trying to get him good over there, so that he's
right,
comfortable. It is I mean, he's played it a little bit off and on, but now they're really going, hey, we might have openings at third base someday. Middle infield, they're in, long term, they're in really good shape with the middle infield. And we'll see that. And probably we should do a show. I think we should just do one just on middle infielders in a couple weeks, maybe, and just talk about all the depth that they have down there.
right.
Um, so Jorbit Vivas, one of the best guys out there for sure, and a darn good ball player. And just the hit tool, they have him. They say 55. It might be higher. He might be one of those guys that just he turns into like a 300 hitter. I don't know, just something about the way he works the plate up
Just
there.
get on base and get hit for singles and maybe some doubles.
Yeah. And speaking of middle infielders, our
There it
short,
is.
yep, our shortstop, and he's again another guy playing really well. Eddys Leonard, um, another 22-year-old, and let's be honest, how much had we heard about him before he started up with Rancho in 2021?
Oh wow. I
Yeah,
mean,
not much, right? Yeah,
yeah,
pure honesty, but another guy getting thick now. The power for him, that's about right, and that's where Vivas should be. I look at these guys coming up together. They're very similar in terms of their age and the way they're developing. Just really good guys to have on the team. I spoke to him briefly, not too after, because it was against after Kansas City also, and
okay.
he had a nice game that day, and he had a double, and so he just another
That
guy.
was the night game, correct?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you actually go to our website, there's a video home run that I caught of Outman, but I was actually right behind him. So yeah, you can see it. If you watch the TV feed, there's some dude back there in a blue Ayrton Senna hat. That's me recording Outman hitting the home run. So I'm trying to get footage of that. I might do a back, front and back going at the same time. That would just be more fun than informative. But yeah, that was quite a game. The minor leaguers really showed up for that one too. It was fun to watch. Eddys just keeps growing, and it looks like he is a shortstop. That's what they're going to do. And I think if you look at it this way, so we got Miguel Rojas, obviously, and we have Chris Taylor.
Right.
After that, I'm not sure who is in AAA. Maybe
Yeah, I
Eddys,
don't.
and maybe Eddys
Yeah,
takes that
Eddie's has
next
got to
leap.
be. Yeah, especially. I mean, his defense has gotten way better too. I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
today he had like two really amazing plays that I don't think any other shortstop would probably get to, as far as prospects. And to my
Yeah.
knowledge, I'm just saying. But yeah, he's been playing really well. I haven't seen him hit lately, which is pretty weird for me to say that I've been watching the spring training games. But I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't seen it, but I know his defense has gotten a lot better because mostly these guys come in, take over for the starters after, on defense. So you don't really get to see them hit as much anymore.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think he had a hit today too. I'm trying to remember now. I was busy, so I was only kind of watching periodically on. Well, they didn't do the good game cast. It's just box score and the summary.
Right.
Let's see, Maddux Bruns. Um, you know, the control. That's it.
Yeah, that's all he really needs. I mean, can throw really good. His curveball's live. His sliders also is live. I mean, yeah, it's just I think overall it's just his control. I mean, last year I know they limited him on innings as well because he's still young. I mean, but overall, it was just his control. You even saw the walks were just killing him last season.
Yeah. And the what's it? He's got three on there's things there, 3 pitches. They got him over all at 60. So you have someone like that, you have a guy that is a potential ace.
Right.
So and let's remember that he would be going into his sophomore year this year, right?
Yeah, in college, correct.
Yeah, he'd be going to his sophomore year this year. So, and the way his stuff is, he would be, I think, heading after his junior year, heading to a very high draft status. But he's with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are going to work on developing him. I didn't see him much live on the mound. There's a few things, but not too much. He wasn't in any of the games that I saw. He did some I think one live session.
Right.
Um and I think they're just taking care of him. And just making sure that, he's 20 and you don't want to, wreck a guy's confidence. They want to make the adjustments, and they've, as we know, the Dodgers have the best guys for doing this type of stuff.
Well,
And
that's what they did to both him and Peter Kubik. I mean, they were
Mhm.
in the same draft class, so a lot of them they were just pitching like maybe 3, maybe 4 innings
Yeah.
max at the most. But and you saw they were getting a little bit lit up, but at the same time, too, that's the Dodgers they want them to get to develop their pitches. That's why they'll leave them out there, even though they're having some control issues. But at the end of the day, that's what they wanted to get used to as far as like how to command the strike zone down the road as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And
But is that
then
team on there? It says Arizona Complex League. Is that where he's going to start off the year, or is that just
no,
the year
that's
they
where he
just
ended
picked?
last year. So
Okay,
he will not. I mean, I'm sure he might do some time there. It wouldn't surprise me if he comes back to Rancho just to get more innings in. It all depends. I mean, there's a lot of arms, but I'm gonna. I think the Dodgers, and they hold him in very high regard. There's a lot of potential there. This guy, I hate to tag it on him, but he has ace stuff.
yeah,
He really could be. We've seen it. It's nasty, and he's just growing up, and
right.
I'm not worried yet. Um, Hit me up in a couple years, and if I'm worried, then that's a different thing. But I'm not worried right now. He's in good hands. And now, everybody's favorite from the team last year, um, the second coming of Austin Barnes with a better hit tool. Yeiner, Fernandez, everyone, yeah, just it's great to see him get this recognition. He's always the smallest guy out there. Doesn't
Right.
matter. He's a
Small kid,
hitter.
but big heart.
Yeah, and he's a good catcher. He's when he's played at second, I never saw him make an error. Now I didn't see him play a lot over there.
Right. He didn't even really touch second base really, unless Betancourt was getting a day off. Really.
Yeah, and for unfortunately for us, he will not be at Rancho this last year. He definitely earned a promotion. He should have gotten it earlier, in my opinion.
Correct.
However, as we'll see, the Dodgers are loaded at catcher, and so I think they have to make sure that he can play another position because I think they like him.
They, I can see they really do like him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you've seen it. His hit tool, his on base percentage is just ridiculous. I mean, I think the way he commands
Yeah,
that strike zone himself when he's in the box is just beyond ridiculous as a catcher as well too.
yeah, and his strikeouts are really low. I mean, in what's his at bats? 363, struck out what 55 times. So he's not one of those guys with that strikeout problem. And
No, yeah,
the
he has
walks
great
were
pitch connection.
yeah, the walks were close. They were close to his strikeout, so that's good. Yeah, Yeiner will be at Great Lakes. It depends. We'll see. I'm sure Dalton Rushing will be up there. We'll cover him in a later episode. And Diego's, well, I don't know. Diego, I mean, he only can have so many catchers at one spot. I'd like to see Diego be pushed a little bit, but we'll see. So yeah, Yeiner Fernandez, he's gonna make it hard on people to make decisions because I just think he's a guy that just keeps gaining, and will have a very successful career, in my opinion. You know, guy that gets the bat on the ball. I love that type of player. And so that is 20 through 16. So we're halfway through, and we'll be starting at player 15. We will be recording that real soon. But thank you everyone for listening. Be on the lookout for the next episode. It'll be out within the next day or two.
This is getting intense now here.
I know the countdown is really getting intense, man. I wonder who wins the big prize.
Right.
Well, yeah, let's see. I don't think it shouldn't be any shocks, but we'll see. All right, thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you on the next episode.